Okay, dads, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Now, some of you've already let me know how uncomfortable you were in last week's meeting. So tonight, we're gonna try to respect each other's boundaries.
What?
Tonight, we've also got a guest with us, David. And would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm David.
What's up, David?
How many kids do you have, David?
None, at least not at the moment. My wife is pregnant, and she should be delivering any day now.
That's great. Super.
Great.
Who'd like to go first? Anyone? Anyone?
I'll go.
Perfect. Todd? Yes.
My daughter and I went to the mall, and she said she wanted to take the stairs to the second level. And I said, I don't trust stairs because they're always up to something.
Todd, I'm sorry that happened. I encourage you to try to resist the urge to make jokes like that.
My turn? Okay. Can I go? Okay. Yesterday, actually, my daughter got home and she asked me how my day was. And I said, well, a guy tried to sell me a coffin, but that's the last thing I need.
Oh, Jerry, that joke was dead on arrival.
Because it's the last thing I need.
David, how about you?
Oh, I didn't say
This is a
anything.
safe zone. Just jump on in.
Yeah, I guess I'm just scared of being a dad. I'm afraid I'm gonna start telling bad jokes just like my dad.
Well, it might be in our nature. We can fight against it.
Hey, speaking of nature, I tried to catch some fog yesterday. I missed. M-I-S-T.
You're a monster. This is where the boundary is.
I'm done.
This is where you are.
Hello? Really? Okay, yeah, no. Yeah, I'll be right there. That was Julie. Her water just broke. I guess the baby finally ran out of womb. I'm gonna be a dad.
Don't you think you should be going?
Oh, yeah.
So I told my wife she drew her eyebrows too high. She seemed surprised.
What's up, everybody? Once again, we are here. This is Quentin Lee for On Cue Productions. I missed you guys so much, and I love you guys, and I hope and pray that you're being safe out there, and I hope that you're spending time with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. So today, we're presenting you guys a special Father's Day message. I hope you enjoy. First and foremost, I want to send a special Happy Father's Day to my father, Pastor Russell Gary Lee, and my grandfather, Pastor Russell E. Lee, along with the host of uncles that I have who have also been a father figure in my life. I want to send you guys a special Happy Father's Day. Next, to all of the fathers out there, today is your day. Happy Father's Day. You are special. You are wanted. You are somebody. It doesn't matter what society says about you. You are somebody, and today is your day. I wanted to come to you guys today with a special Father's Day message because I feel that it's right on time to speak about some things that men and fathers go through that people may not know or people may not understand. Now, by no means am I disregarding mothers who have been fathers to sons and daughters that did not have an option or did not have a father there. I commend you, I see your effort, and I see your try, and I say that you are doing a fantastic job. But today, we're speaking to the fathers. It is not easy being a father. Sometimes you're scared. Sometimes you're frustrated. Sometimes you're hurt. Sometimes you're angry. Sometimes you're afraid. And for fathers, especially just men in general, it is hard for us to express ourselves and to show emotion. Some fathers, some men are what you could categorize as cavemen. They don't talk, they don't express, they don't share their feelings, they don't share their emotions, and they keep everything that they feel inside. And instead of expressing it, they internalize it. And when you internalize your emotions and when you internalize your feelings, it can lead to nothing but negativity within your body, within your spirit, and within your mind. And a lot of men, a lot of fathers are struggling because they feel misunderstood. They feel like they have to be Superman 24/7 and that they can't express because we feel that if I express myself, how I really feel, can I still be the man? If I told you how I really felt, would you still respect me? If I told you in a moment of weakness, I feel like giving up, I feel like dying today, can you still love me? Can you still help me out of that pit that I'm in? Or will you judge me? Will you take my kindness for weakness? Will you see my expression as a sign of me being less of a man? And I want to let all of the men, all of the fathers know, express yourself. Vent your frustrations properly. Vent your emotions properly because it's healthy for you. Now, in sharing your emotions, in venting your feelings and your frustrations, you have to make sure that you are venting and expressing to the right people. Everybody that's your friend may not want to see you blessed. Everybody that you may call an acquaintance may not want to see you happy. So you have to be careful who you make covenants with. If you look at the Bible, between David and Jonathan, you know that Jonathan was of royal birth and he grew up in the castle, in the kingdom, in the palace. So he knew about protocol and things of that nature. David, however, we know was a sheep herder and he grew up in the wilderness. And the Bible says that when Jonathan saw David, his soul was connected to David's, meaning they had a relationship, they had a covenant between the two. This was not a male to male relationship as far as being together, so don't misunderstand what it was. This was a soul connection. They were brothers. They could make a covenant. And one of the symbols of that was Jonathan gave David his shield and his sword as a symbol to say, hey, I have no sword against you. If something happens to you, if somebody's talking about you, you know it didn't come from me. I'm giving you my shield and I'm giving you my sword. So you have to be careful who you make covenants with. If people make a covenant with you and they don't give you their sword and their shield, then they just want your position. So you have to be careful who you vent to. Men, be careful who you talk to. Men, be careful who you open up to. But just because you have to watch out who you open up to does not mean you don't open up. You need to find somebody that you can be close to, that you can trust with your secrets, with your emotions, with your feelings, with your frustrations, because it's doing you no good to keep it inside. You need to express yourself. You need to laugh. You need to love. You need to cry. You need to show the world that you are not a robot, but you are a man and you are a great father. oftentimes what stops us as fathers and as men from doing what it is that we're required to do is failure. We hate to feel like we failed. We hate to feel like we don't match up. We hate to feel like amongst our brothers, we are the least amongst our brothers. We hate to feel to our wives and to our women that we don't match up. It hurts us to our core for us to feel that we cannot satisfy our children, our women, and our wives. One of the things that stops men the most is our defeats, our failures, our weaknesses. And because of that, we get a bad stereotype placed on our heads because really we fear failure. We fear not holding up to the standard of what a quote unquote man should be. But hey, wait a minute. What is even the measure of a man? Most men don't even know what a man is because they were not taught by a man. Now they struggle to know what is a man. Is it a worker? Is it a hustler? Is it the local drug dealer? Is it the local rapper? Is it a guy who works a 9 to 5? Is it a guy who has no children? Is it a guy who has 10 children? What is the measure of a man? And I don't care who you ask, if they were honest with themselves, at one point in their lives, we have all questioned, am I a man? Do I measure up to what a man is supposed to be? Men are often portrayed on TV as superheroes. And if they're not portrayed as superheroes, they're portrayed as deadbeats. So there's really no in between. You're either up here or you're down here. And really, both places are kind of unrealistic. And it's hard because we often ask ourselves, hey, do I match up to society's view of what a man is today? Do I please my family in a manner to where they look at me as head of the household? Now, I thank God for my grandfather. I thank God for my father. And I thank God for the host of uncles that I have that have imparted wisdom on me to help me make it to the point that I am today. And yet, even with all of that divine help from the fathers and the uncles that I have, there are still times to where even I question, do I measure up? Am I what society would call a man? I feel like a man sometimes I don't. And if we be honest with ourselves, a lot of fathers today struggle because we don't know where we fit in with society. And you know what's becoming more of a reality? The man, the father, is more increasingly trying to figure out, where do I even fit in the home? Is there a spot for me in the home besides paying bills, besides laying the law down? Is there a spot for me in the home to where I can also laugh, where I can also love? Is there an avenue for me to come home and express myself? A lot of also what frustrates men and fathers today is that we can get lost in the turns. Yes, we as fathers, we as men, we go through turns as well. And when we go through those turns, it's very frustrating. It causes a lot of anxiety inside of us. Oftentimes, what frustrates fathers and frustrates men is the turns of life. Yes, we as men, we go through turns as well. If a young man becomes a father, that's a turn. If a young man gets in trouble in his life, that's a turn. If a man now becomes a husband, now he has a wife and responsibilities and a home to take care of, that's a turn. Because he's asking himself, how do I even become the proper husband? Am I a good husband to my wife? And a lot of us are being lost in the turn. Now society is dictating what makes a man. When we look at the news, when we look at social media, and we're trying to live up to what the standard of a man is in 2020, what the standard of a man is in the new millennium. What is a man? Do you even need a man today? All of these questions are questions that we ask ourselves on a daily basis. I think it was Paul in the Bible who said, I die every day, meaning he struggled every day with something internally. We really don't even know what it is he struggled with. But he said, I die every day. We as fathers, we as men, we die every day. That's why if you know a father, I don't care what stage he's at, I don't care what turn he is in, encourage that father. It don't even have to be your father. Encourage that father. Tell him to lift his head up. Tell him that he is worth it. Tell him to keep trying. That's why if you see a father out there, I don't care what stage he's in, I don't care what turn he is in, encourage that father. Tell him you are worth it. Tell him you are somebody. Tell that father to try again. Tell that father to make that call. Tell that father to express himself, because he may be struggling, he may be hurt, he may be depressed, and he may be hiding it. Speaking of hiding it, my fellow fathers, express yourself. I cannot stress that enough. You need to laugh, you need to love, you need to cry, you need to be happy, just like everybody else is trying to be happy. You deserve to be happy. Make that call. Tell that person you love him. Tell your father you love him. If your father is still here, you're blessed. Tell your father you love him. I don't care what the situation is. Tell your father you love him. If your father is gone, find a father. Tell that father, Father, I love you. Because you never know what state of mind that father may be in. And on this special day, a Father's Day, find a father, whether it's your father or not, and tell that father, hey, I love you. Brother, I love you. Speaking on expression and covenant. Men, fathers, you have to be careful who you express yourself to, because the devil is watching you. The devil is looking for you. The devil wants to take your life and destroy you. In Luke, Jesus is talking to Simon, and he says, Simon, Simon, Satan has desired to sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when you are converted, strengthen thy brother. Jesus is basically saying, men, fathers, Satan is watching you. He's sitting over in the corner watching you, And he's watching you because he is desiring to have you. The word desire means to look upon with lust. I think most men can understand what the word desire and lust means. And Jesus is saying to Simon, Satan is looking at you the same way. He's looking at you with desire in his eyes. He's looking at you in a lustful way. He wants to take your life, man. He wants to take your life, fathers, and throw it up in a whirlwind where you can't get no peace. You can't get no happiness. All you're doing is basically existing. He wants to destroy your life. He wants to put people around you who will sap your energy, sap your life strength, sap your money, sap your love. He wants to put people around you to use you and not to give to you. Be careful, fathers, who you express yourself to, because Satan is watching you. So, I hope and pray that, fathers, you are happy today. Be blessed today. And know that I love you. We love you. If we don't tell you enough, we apologize. But we love you and we need you. We need fathers in the homes. We need fathers in the communities. We need fathers in our schools. We need fathers in our churches. We need fathers in our jobs. We need fathers in our government who are willing to stand up for what's right. We need fathers to make a stand. Be heard. Express yourself. Love. Cry. Be happy. You are worth it. You are kings. Don't let anyone tell you any different. So, from us here at On Cue Productions, I love you. Be blessed. Happy, happy Father's Day. Tell your father you love him. Here's another thing. Protect your father. If anybody knows anything about chess, it is the queen that actually protects the king. Protect your father. Protect your husband. Tell your husband you love him and you got his back. Tell your father, I love you and I got your back, because you never know what they may be going through. One of the bad traits that men have you ever asked a man, what are you thinking about? And he says, nothing. But at the time of him telling you nothing, his mind, his brain is moving at 1,000 miles an hour. His emotions inside are raging. His anxiety level is on 10. And he musters up the strength to tell you, nothing. I'm not thinking of anything. I'm okay. No, I'm fine. I don't need to go to the doctor. I'm okay. Tell your father you love him. Tell your father-like figures you love them. If you don't have a father, tell God you love him. Find a father on earth that is living and tell them, I love you. You are somebody. We support you. We have your back. Stand up and be who we need you to be. Do it all with love. Don't do it with anger. Don't do it with spite. Do it with love. So, I love you guys so much. I missed you. I hope and pray that this message reaches somebody. Share this message. Put it out there. Send this message to a father that you know on Facebook. Send this message to a father that you know on YouTube. Send this message to a father that you know out there who may be struggling and need a positive word and a positive message for today. So, once again, this is Quentin Lee for On Cue Productions. I love you guys. I missed you guys so much. Until I see you guys again, take care. I hope you enjoyed. God bless.